Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another BoshNRoll video. Today I'm playing a deck that was a brew challenge from subscriber Tyler. Tyler wanted me to use Aria of Flame in some sort of exciting way. It originally was a false remedy Aria of Flame deck, or Tainted Remedy. I forget what the card is called. But the card that if the opponent would gain life, they lose life instead. Going for like a big 10U with this, and then just cast a couple spells and you lose. There was some push and pull in that list, and it didn't really work. So we talked about how we could restructure it. And Tyler suggested Magecraft, because Aria of Flame wants you to cast a bunch of spells, and so does Magecraft. So that was an exciting opportunity to play with Sedgemoor Witch. This card is really taking off from Strixhaven and a lot of Eternal formats, Vintage and Legacy showing up in both of those. It's one of the few rares in the set that's worth more than $5. So this card is showing up, and it's very powerful. So let's talk about this card real quick. 3 mana, 3/2 Menace. It has Ward, pay 3 life. So when this becomes the target of a spell or ability, your opponent has to pay 3 life, or that spell or ability is countered. And then after they decide to pay 3 life, you can still counter the removal spell. So this thing's pretty tough to kill. It's going to cost them life one way or the other. Either pay 3 life to lose it, or just take 3 from it attacking. And the exciting part of this is, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, create a 1/1 black and green pest with when this creature dies, gain 1 life. So cast or copy a spell. My goodness. Look at all these 1 mana spells that are in the deck. Even got Manamorphose in here. That's the free spell, the classic combo with Aria of Flame. Aria of Flame, if you're not familiar, I guess I should introduce this card too. When it comes into play, each opponent gains 10, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, put a first counter on it, and then it deals damage equal to the number of reverse counters on it to target player or planeswalker. So this catches up pretty quick. The first spell does 1, the second one does 2, the third one does 3, the fourth spell you've earned the 10 life back, and then everyone after that is just an insane burn spell. So we've got burn from this, board presence from this. Young Pyromancer has the original version of Magecraft. You do not get a 1/1 elemental when you copy an instant or sorcery with this, just when you cast them. So a little worse, but very similar. Does the same thing up the curve. Dreadhorde Arcanist. This lets you cast a free spell every turn to trigger your things that care about spells. Snapcaster Mage lets you replay those spells again. So basically we got a bunch of 1 mana spells and a bunch of cards that care about having spells to cast or casting spells. The thing I'm most excited about in this deck is Flusterstorm. This is a card that many people might not even know is legal in Modern. It was the buy a box promo for Modern Horizons. It was not printed ever in any Modern legal set. It was just randomly included as a buy a box promo, and they let you just figure it out with your legacy copies if you want to play it in Modern. The card got played a little bit alongside Baral, Chief of Compliance, in Storm decks, because it's pretty cool. You can cast like Flusterstorm and then use every other copy to counter a different copy, and then you get to loot a bunch of times with Baral. But that sort of fell off. It turns out Flusterstorm's just not very good in Modern, because most of the threats are creatures and planeswalkers, which it doesn't counter. But when I'm doing something of my own, like Magecraft, so let's say I play Sedgemoor Witch, my opponent lightning bolts it, they pay 3 life for their lightning bolt to get through the ward, and then I Flusterstorm. I get 3 1/1 pests, because there's Flusterstorm, it gets copied for the lightning bolt, it gets copied for the Sedgemoor Witch. Now I have 3 1/1s, and I copied their lightning bolt, and they paid 3 life. So this kind of turns into a 1 mana Empty the Warrens, which that is a powerful spell. So one of the big experiments with this deck is going to be if Flusterstorm is worth it with Sedgemoor Witch, because like I said, doesn't line up well against the Modern format as a card, but it does combo extremely well with this. So I'm excited to try this out. Sideboard is just some reasonable looking Grixis stuff, Blood Moons, Ashioks, Thoughtseize, Removal, Graveyard Hate, the usual over there. Tune this for your metagame, but I put most of my effort into the main deck here, so let's go see if this works. I'm on the play here in round number 1. The opponent said in the chat they were actually just watching one of my videos while they were waiting for this to queue up, and they're a big fan. They're also playing a Yorion deck, so they have good taste in a variety of metrics, so good on you, opponent. So let's check out this hand. I have a cantrip, some interaction, and a Sedgemoor Witch. I'm going to keep this. I probably want to Polluted Delta. Polluted Delta doesn't commit me to shocking if I turn out that I don't want to shock myself. Like if they're just like prowess, like somehow Yorian prowess. But I don't have to commit to shocking in the Watery Grave if I want a Thought Scour if I lead on the fetch land. So I like that. Ooh, Aria of Flame. If you're going to draw that card, it's good to do it early. Speaking of drawing cards early. This is Grixis Magic cards. Yeah, so it's funny because I have this Young Peasy, like Thought Scour into Young Peasy is like a pretty normal line for a deck to take. But then I have these redonkulous 3-drops just waiting in the wings. So if they cast a creature I need to kill, I might just want to push it. Alright, I'm going to go Aria of Flame for sure. Better now than ever. Basically, like, the turn 3 Aria of Flame, that's where you want it. And here it is. Light them up, up, up. If this just gets, like, easily removed by Skyclave Apparition, that's going to suck because I just gave them 10 life. I wonder if this is just like an 80 card Death and Taxes list, like 2 different basic planes. Or I guess they're not different, but like 2 basic planes. Ooh. Death and Taxes, okay. So I'm getting shredded with that. I can pay the Troll Toll and fetch here, so I'm not just dead. So pay the Troll Toll, search. Get my black mana back online. And I'm going to Bloodsheath Thirst this. Just cast the sorcery while I have sorcery. Like, no reason to hold on to a Fatal Push with that one. So we're both down a land off of that exchange. I have Aria ticking is the difference here. Alright, there's the Apparition. So they got 9 life off my Aria. That's pretty solid. Okay, so I think I want to hold on to the Manamorphose. Let's get Young Pyromancer in. Hold up this Fatal Push. I don't have Revolt, but if they like Path to Exile or somehow remove this Young Pyromancer, I will have Revolt. Interesting. Yeah, I'll trade off and just get a 3/3 out of this if they want to give that to me. Like, normally trading off random junk for a Young Pyromancer is a good deal, but they don't know I'm actually working up to Sedgemoor Witch. Archon of Emeria. Yeah, that's gonna die. Young Pyromancer has left play this turn. Oh yeah, now we're doing it. So this lets me cast Sedgemoor Witch, and then immediately get a spell off Dreadhorde Arcanist next turn. The Grixis deck full of removal spells and reasonable creatures lines up pretty well against Death and Taxes. I mean, there's definitely, like, I'm not just counting this as a win yet. There's a lot of game left to play. They have 5 cards in hand, but we're off to a pretty strong start here. Ooh, they're going to bind my Manamorphose. That makes that card a lot worse. Luckily, my Witch still gets to hang out. So I'm going to get to... Yeah, I guess I don't have a whole lot of great spells in my graveyard. Oh, wait, what? Exile 8. Oh, non-land. I thought it was instant or sorcery. This card is so much better than I thought it was. Oh, wow. Okay. I take it all back. That was a great card on this board. I've misread Elite Spellbinder since the preview. Like, I thought this card was good when I thought it was just instants and sorceries. Wow. Okay, yeah. Just way the fuck better than I thought. Nice. Alright, so I think it's time to Manamorphose. So I'm gonna make blue-red off of this. And then opt. Do I want another Manamorphose? I don't think so. So I can redeploy my Witch next turn. This found the fetch land that gets to cast, or gets to revolt the Fatal Push. Fatal Push. Okay, and the next turn I can Sedgemoor Witch and pay the extra and then get another trigger. I hope. We'll see. Yeah, being Hellbent against Elite Spellbinder is pretty nice. Aha! Gotcha. I outplayed you by having an empty hand. Alright, it's go time. Pay this. Pay the tax and get in there. I think I want to opt. I think having a better spell in my hand is better than having a stocked graveyard right now. Oh yeah. Okay, good. They're taking the block, which, I mean, it's weird that that's good, because, like, having Dreadheart Arcanist in play is great, but if they don't make the block there, and they just, like, clock me because I'm at 9, I was dead in 3 attacks to this Spellbinder. So that's not somewhere I wanted to be. Alright, so they're going to flicker my 3/3. Let's get it out of here. They need another creature to menace this. Alright, Thalia. Thalia's awfully good. But I get to Snapcaster Bloodchief Thirst and just clear all this out and attack. Oh ho ho ho. Alright, so fetch down to 8, get my basic Snapcaster, Bloodchief Thirst, Bloodchief Thirst, pay the Thalia tax, get a Witch trigger. Gonna make, I think, blue black off this, red blue, red blue. I chose poorly. Yeah, that was basically just a guess. This card is better in my hand than it is being cycled. They have 1 card left over there, plus they can wish for Yorion. If they kill my pests, I gain life. I mean, them having a 3/1 flyer is pretty serious. Alright, Thalia's back. Oh no, there's more. Maybe just putting Yorion in hand, I hope. Nope, actual good card. Okay, so I could actually lose this race. It could happen. And Maul the Skyclave, so they attack for 3, then they attack for 5, and that's 8. Yikes. Alright, so I'm currently dead to Exaxes if I don't find a removal spell. Another Witch, do you help me? You do not. So if I attack with everything, if they just don't block, or they could double block Witch, and then I lose Witch for basically no reason because Thalia has the first strike. Alright, so I'm gonna give them a chance to let me gain 1 life, or put Snapcaster in the graveyard. The correct play here is just don't block. Okay, cool. So Snapcaster's in the bin now. What does that do? I can unearth Snapcaster, target opt. Yeah, that's what I need to do. So, I have a lot of blue mana. Black, red, Snapcaster. So I have one chance to opt into a Lightning Bolt or other removal spell. That's not it. Yeah. Okay, so I can let them commit to the Maul of the Skyclave. +2/+2 flying and first strike. Okay, so this gives flying to anything it's on. All of the Skyclaves. +2/+2 flying and first strike. So how much does this cost to equip? Oh, literally 1 million. All right, yep, we got there. Super tight, but made it happen. Okay, and all of that was made possible by their block. They were at so much life. I think they should have just taken the 2 to play around some goofy mess like that. The bad news is this is still a 4-power creature with flying, so no guarantees here. The good news is 4/8. I have them dead pretty quick here. I just need this Thalia not to be able to get +1/+1 at all, ever. So if they double block Witch, then they're not blocking the rest of these cards. Yeah, I think pushing for damage is the right play. This leaves me dead on board, but I have the Witch, and I don't think they have a removal spell. Alright, yeah, they're making their double block. Maybe. Okay, so first strike damage, I lose that. Regular damage, they take a bunch. So them being at 4 instead of 3, it sucks. Yeah, if they have a removal spell, they can kill me and be at 1 life. Flying first strike. Yeah, this is close. I'm not sure if attacking with my Witch last turn made any sense. It pushes through 2 damage, but there's no world where they make any other block, because any 2 creatures they block add up to 2 or 3 damage, and the Witch is 3 damage on her own, plus she has all this other text. So that's kind of a forced block. Okay, wow. They just didn't have it. That was an incredible game. Ooh. Alright, so my removal comes in, drown in the lock, eliminate. I don't think I want any of this other stuff. What is not so good? Manamorphose is awkward against the Thalia deck. Flusterstorm has almost no text at all, unfortunately. Flusterstorm is actually so bad against Death and Taxes that I think I want to board it out, even if I don't have something that I love to bring in. Like, I could bring in another Thoughtseize just to, challenge their hand, another proactive play. Nile Spellbomb cycles in a pinch. Ashiok turns off Stoneforge Mystic. Rejection counters equipments. No, I think that I am where I want to be with this. They're also a Yorion deck, so Thoughtseize gets a lot of extra oomph against Yorion, because eventually, at some point, they're going to have to wish for it, put it in their hand, and then it'll just be in their hand. So, yeah, I like where we are right now. Sedgemoor Witch, by the way. That was a strong showing for the first game I've ever played with that card. Alright, this hand's great. Just gotta make sure I don't get cheesed out by Leonin Arbiter. So I want to get my fetch lands into play first. Definitely don't want them just, sitting around. If they have turn 2 Arbiter, one of these fetch lands is going to get stuck for a little while, whether I like it or not. Alright, that's a lot of fetch lands. I might want to be careful with my shocking. Because, like, that last game did come down to 1 life point. And I fetched super aggressively the whole time. When I'm facing down Batterskull, I don't want Aria. Drown in the Lock can kill the Germ token, even if they have no cards in their graveyard, because it has no mana value. Or it has a mana value, but it's 0. So I'm going to play Dreadhorde Arcanist here. I think I actually want to get the Blood Crypt. Yeah. Like, I don't want to just fetch out all my basic lands, because if they try to Ghost Quarter or Field of Ruin me without the Leonin, I don't want them to just get free value all day. So if they just... Oh god, here it is. Oh no, okay. That's actually better, somehow. Still sucks, but better. Lightning Bolt, please. Lightning Bolt. Alright, Sedgemoor Witch. So non-basic lands come into play tapped. So I'm a long way off from getting anything out of either of these cards. I think I probably want to cast Young Pyromancer and then play Polluted Delta tapped. So I can't cast a spell out of the graveyard. So let me just get this Delta in. No reason to attack, it just dies, and I don't even get the spell. This card is really good. I've been losing to this card in a lot of Eternal formats lately. Spellbinder. Alright, so they probably want to take Drown in the Lock, because that's the removal spell in my hand. Christ, this card is good. I can't believe I misread it so thoroughly. And it's just so good. Right, the good news is all of these lock pieces they've been playing are not Batterskull. And then... So, Watery Grave, I'm not going to pay 2, because it comes into play tapped anyway. You're not going to trick me with that. Then I get to Thoughtseize the Batterskull. Waited a little too long on that one. Batterskull's gone. Then I can opt on their turn. I still get an instant. They have 3 lands in hand. Tech Edge, Field of Ruin, and Ghost Quarter. My goodness. That's a lot of lands. A lot of lands that interact with my lands. The good news is, if they go for any of those, it's going to take them farther and farther off of Yorion. But the bad news is they get to attack me for 5 flying, which I don't currently have a good answer for. I cannot drown either of those creatures in the lock. Arbiter. So I'm going to get another basic here. Do I want basic Swamp? Yeah, probably. Alright, so that comes into play untapped. Arbiter resolves. I'll just pay the Troll Toll if they try to GQ me. But I don't think that makes any sense to try to do. Oh. Alright, yep, just pay the toll. They're gambling that I'm out of basics, I think. Okay, so I have exactly 4 basics in my deck, and I'm going to get them all now. That was a gamble that did not pay off, though I understand why they made it. Alright. I'm explaining to my opponent that it's a special action that doesn't use the stack, and I only have to do it once. Okay, so it was not a gamble about whether I had basics in the deck or not. It was just a misunderstanding of how the card works. Yep. It's a special action like Companion or Suspend. That's what they just asked, and yes, that is the case. So I do want this Bloodchief Thirst. This card is actually phenomenal right now. So I can cast it Con Queso, take out the Archon of Emeria. What? Oh, nope, I can't. It costs double black. Crap. I forgot about the kicker. Okay, I can Drown in the Lock. Archon of Emeria. Alright. I do still have a play this turn. I'm not completely out of my mind. So can attack with Young Pyro, or I want to attack with Young Pyromancer as well, because if they want to kill one of these, they have to kill. So if I attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist, I just get the spell and they double block and they lose nothing. I want to put some decisions on them. I'm going to get in with an elemental too. Let's make them make some decisions here. No free blocks. Yes, 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 yes. Please. So this lightning bolt will take the flying attacker out of play, and then I'm pretty stable at 3 life, and we know that their hand is 2 lands. Field of Ruin destroys a non-basic. Tech Edge also destroys a non-basic. I'm out of those. Right, so do they attack with everything? Nope. Just put me to 3. Okay. I think I'm about to turn the corner here. I feel good about it. Because I get to Witch, Bolt, attack, Bolt again. Alright, Wishing for Yorion is fine. Okay, so Witch, Bolt. Now we're just taking over. And then attack with all these things. Bolt again. Take out the Arbiter. Alright, we're getting the GGs in the chat. Oh, right, because Yorion costs 5. They're not even close. Yep, GGs. Alright, on to the next round. I'm on the draw against a Lurrus deck. I'm going to keep. Got a bunch of good blue-red cards here. I wish I was on the play. Being able to Flusterstorm their Thoughtseize or whatever would be pretty great. So this is definitely Shadow. It's looking like Jund, probably. There's the Inquisition. Let's see if they care about the Flusterstorm or if they're gonna take the Snapcaster. I don't think, unless they have multiple discard spells, working through the Young Pyromancers doesn't matter. Get my fetch land in, that can get my color that I'm missing. And I can start playing the game. Yeah, this hand on like play versus draw is a big deal. But it's cool. We'll make it work. Maybe. This matchup is going to be about getting Young Pyromancer into play. So having this Fistful of Basics is kind of nice, but drawing 2 lands since keeping a 4-lander is not so nice, or a 3-lander is not so nice. Well, 4/5 Tarmogoyf, no big deal. Mishra's Bauble, hell of a card. that was likely to happen, but I have 2 of them. Got to get through it eventually. 1 drop. Ooh, Sedgemoor Witch. That's pretty exciting. So I could lay out the Young Pyromancer, or I could run out Sedgemoor. So Lightning Bolt, Fatal. So Fatal Push doesn't get Sedgemoor Witch straight up. I could hold up like Snap Flusterstorm, but that's not even good. I'm gonna go for the Sedgemoor Witch, because if I do that, then holding up Snap Flusterstorm becomes very good. The ward on this is kind of a joke against Death Shadow. They're like, oh, don't mind if I do pay 3 life to cast my spell. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Losing that is lame, but at least Young Pyromancer gives me the chance to draw Manamorphose or like 2 mana spells now, or like opt into another spell and get 2 tokens. I went for a mana efficiency there. Okay, here we are. Young Pyromancer. Scour myself. And so I'm gonna take, oh god, this is a 9/9. Yikes. Alright. We're in bad shape. Yeah, they came out pretty quick. Didn't have a great plan to beat it. I'll make the block that is obvious, and I'm dead to Temur Battle Rage no matter what, so I'm not gonna try to play around it because I can't. If I fetch, I die to Lightning Bolt. They've already cast 2 of them. I don't know. 1 card left in hand. No cards left in hand. Alright, so I just have to string together like 5 spells this turn, and then maybe I get to see another draw step. Easy game, right? So Manamorphose is my best draw. By a lot. That's not Manamorphose. So I can Snapcaster. Lightning Bolt doesn't kill anything. Snapcaster, Thought Scour, try to refire. Better fetch a basic while I still can. So Snapcaster, Thought Scour, Scour myself. Looking for a Fatal Push here. Nope, and dead. Alright. Easily run over by that deck. Didn't draw any removal that game. Flooded out on 2-drop creatures, so you're not going to win a game like that, especially in the face of Thoughtseize. So I need to get ahead and stay there in this matchup, and that hand was not very good at doing that. So Eliminate and Drown come in. Aether Gust answers Tarmogoyf, but it doesn't answer Scourge of the Skyclaves or Death Shadow, so I'm going to pass on that. Aria of Flame could be hilarious. Just like kill all their Death Shadows, and they definitely won't expect it. I hope that happens. Lightning Bolt is not great in this matchup. Like, it's strong against if they have Monastery Swiftspears and Soulscar Mages, which I didn't see any of that game, but that doesn't mean they don't have them. I still don't think I love it. I'm going to leave in all my Flusterstorms on the I'm not going to bring in the 4th, but I'm going to leave in these 3 on the play, because being able to hit their discard spell matters a lot, and I think if I get 2 or 3 triggers out of a Sedgemoor Witch off of a Flusterstorm, the game will end. So this is my plan. Yeah, and Blood Moon has some text in the matchup. Ashiok and Nihil Spellbomb both have some text in the matchup. It's just, I think they're too low impact and cost too much for what they do. I'll keep. So I think I want to lead on Polluted Delta, pass the turn. Then I can fluster a discard spell and then discard cards from their hand on their turn. Like, I could lead with discard first. If they play Swiftspear here, I might regret. Okay, they do have the Soulscar Mages. Got it. So I'm going to get Blood Crypt. I'm going to take a look at their hand, see what we're working with. All right, Veil of Summer, played around it perfectly. Or something. So I can take the 2 shadows, and then they have Lightning Bolt, Veil of Summer to win this game with. Shadow. Take the other shadow. So Lightning Bolt, Veil of Summer is their hand right now. Oh, and the 2 lands. So I think punching through my discard there before they untap with Veil matters. Oh, there she is, the Sedge. So I could play Snapcaster Mage right now and Inquisition them straight into their Veil of Summer, but that sounds pretty bad. I could wait for them to Wish for Lurrus before I make that play. I am definitely not casting Flusterstorm until I have another land. Ooh, tapped. Oh my god, why did they do that? That was weird. That was a huge mistake. Okay, I think they were just trying to Moto shortcut, but it's gonna cost them. Whoops. Inquisition. Yeah, if they just do that in my end step, I can't, like, do this. Cool. Alright, so their hand is 2 lands now. So they're probably going to Wish for Lurrus. And I'm going to be extremely interested in drawing a land so I can Sedge more. That's strictly better than Sedging less. Alright, yep, here's Lurrus in hand. Show me the land deck. Help me out here. So, I could Manamorphose into a land still. I'm gonna do that. Make blue-red. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that'll do. So I get to hold up Flusterstorm here, and this is a spell next turn. So the Lurrus is a beating. Like, they get to play shadows here. So if they want to pay for this, then they don't get to develop their board at all. Which is pretty good for me. So they probably... Ooh, wow, I'm surprised they didn't pay for that. They just really want that Lurrus in play. Okay. Bauble. Oh yeah. With the Bauble, that's gonna be a cantrip anyway, so makes sense. Alright, deck, now it's time to draw land, please. Or Lightning Bolt's even better. Let's just draw fucking Lightning Bolt. Bummer. Alright, so I can Sedgemoor Witch, attack Thoughtseize. I could also fluster my Thoughtseize to just make a million things, and I don't lose 2 life. Alright, so Sedgemoor. Storm is 1. I don't think Thoughtseizing is actually good. Yes, so cast Thoughtseize, hold priority. I get a trigger there. Flusterstorm. Then same targets. Right, that'll buy some time, but this Lurrus is a huge problem. And they just get to eat this and gain 3. If they even want to gain 3. If they gain 3, then they can't cast their shadows next turn. Alright, here we are. So looking for a removal for Luris, basically, is the whole game plan right now, and then I have to stabilize from there. If they target anything, Sedgemoor Witch with anything, they get their shadows are back. Woof. Okay. That's weird. Why did they wait till my turn to do that? Oh, because they just drew the card. Got it. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Young Pyromancer, not what I'm looking for. But it's not bad. It is a card with text. I need these pests to block with, but I think we're too far behind at this point. There's no actual like card draw in the deck, and I'm going to need multiple removal spells to get through this. Dreadhorde Arcanist is the only way I can actually pull ahead on physical magic cards and have more than one removal spell in a turn. Right, so it looks like they're just trying to dig until they find Temur Battle Rage. So if I can kill Luris, I'm actually like still in pretty good shape here, because that's their lifelink creature. Otherwise, they just have some dumb idiots. Come on, Lightning Bolt. Alright. Dreadhorde Arcanist plays. I'm just flooding the board with my own idiots. I will definitely attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist just for a trigger. Seal of Fire, that's tough. Oh yeah, they get to Seal of Fire. Oh, with Soulscar Mage, it just kills it too. Powerful. Like, I knew Luris was going to kill it, but I forgot about the -1s from the Soulscar. Alright, how about a Lightning Bolt? I'm going to die really quickly to the Seal of Fire if I can't answer Luris right now. Okay, I've seen enough, too far behind. There was a couple turns where I could answer Luris and it would have been fine, and then there were a few turns where I could answer Luris and it would have been like rough but winnable, and now it's just no way. Oh, that's funny, it becomes a 20-20 when I concede. Awesome. Alright, next round. I'm on the draw in round 3 with this super reactive hand. I'm going to keep it. You know, I'm a Dreadhorde Arcanist deck, but that's not the only thing I do, so I actually think this is perfectly defensible. Now I just have to hope I'm playing against like Death and Taxes or like Heliod Company or something where Lightning Bolt lines up well, because Lightning Bolt is the only thing my hand does. Mono removal. Moment of truth. Oh god, it's Storm. Nope, it's Prowess. We're good. We're good. This is exactly the type of matchup that Lightning Bolt lines up against. Don't love shocking in my land there, but I mean, I'm not going to fetch a basic mountain when I don't have black mana. And the Swift Spear is going to do more than 2 damage anyway, so that was worth it. Alright, so they're going to Manamorphose into Stormwing Entity, probably. Or just Soulscar Mage, nothing. Wow, that was nice. Okay, so I think I should actually Fatal Push, or I should Bloodchief Thirst this. Lightning Bolt can kill Stormwing Entity, and Fatal Push and Bloodchief Thirst aren't very good at that. Fatal Push can never get it because it's a 5-drop, and Bloodchief Thirst will cost a lot of mana to do that. So now the question is, do I get Basic Island and cast Manamorphose for blue-black, and then like hope Fatal Push comes up later to save 2 life, or do I just get my colors in and hope it works? I think I want the Basic Island. This is the world's fairest Manamorphose. I'm literally just fixing my colors with it. Blue, black, Bloodchief Thirst. Get you out of here, Thought Scour me. Ooh, they're witch. Witch. This witch. But I don't have black mana, so I'm gonna have to make it work. Let's hope that pays off. It was definitely a... Alright, paid off easily. Never punished. Gonna get basic swamp. I'm good. Push that. And then I'm just gonna sit on these spells. There's no 1-drop I want to cast on my turn, so I don't need to Thought Scour now. Expressive Iteration. That's a very good card. I considered it for this deck, but being a 2-drop sorcery, just the velocity wasn't right. My 2-drops have to be the payoffs, like my creatures, and I need my spells to cost 1. But this is a very cool card that I'm looking forward to playing with in Modern and Legacy. So basically, if you haven't seen this card, look at your top 3 cards, put 1 in your hand, exile 1, and put 1 on the bottom. So you get 3 cards worth of selection, and like my opponent just did, the card you exiled can be played. It's not cast, it's play. So you can exile a land, hit your land drop off this. Really cool stuff. Alright, I'm going to Scour me now. Finding Flusterstorm would be insane right now. Alright, not a Flusterstorm, but we'll make it work. Sedge Witch. So they're a deck full of Lightning Bolts. They can probably answer this, but hopefully I can get a solid Lightning Bolt out of it too. Get a Pest. The trick is that if they just bolt it, I'm not just going to bolt their face and get a Pest for value. The bolt is going to be better targeting a creature basically no matter what here. God, I wish I had Flusterstorm in my hand. Obviously I don't have it, but let's just imagine for a second here that I fluster this and get a bunch of pests. Oh my god, and my witch is still alive. Filthy stuff. Alright, whatever. This is still better as a removal spell than as a 1/1 pest. So they haven't seen a Flusterstorm yet. None of them got milled. I did mill an Aria. Watch out for that one. So I'm gonna bolt this after combat, or maybe even on my own turn. I guess like if they bolt me to try to pump this. Alright, yeah, now I'll kill it. I didn't want to play into Spell Pierce. Like I would have just untapped to make sure I could remove it through a soft permission. Alright, Dreadhorde Arcanist. Yes! Always shout out the name of the card you want to draw. Okay, here we are. I mean, again, they're a deck full of Lightning Bolts. This may or may not survive, but this was the best individual draw in my deck. It's turn 6. I'm still at 13 against a blue-red prowess player who doesn't have anything going. I think we've done well in this particular game. Even if we could definitely still lose it from here. Like they just find a Sprite Dragon. Like if they go land Sprite Dragon Bolt. Okay. All right. So the 1 card left over there. Yes. All right. So now the question is, A, did my Thought Scour hit a Snapcaster Mage? That's the first question. It did not. So do I want to get Sedgemoor Witch or Dreadhorde Arcanist? And, well, I actually should not get Arcanist because they have Lava Dart right here, and with Soulscar Mage, that puts a -1 counter on it, which makes it terrible. So I think I actually want to wait until next turn and see if I can get more value out of this. Like if I draw any spell being able to unearth Witch and then immediately casting that spell is a huge deal. Yeah, the Lava Dart, Soulscar Mage, Dreadhorde Arcanist combo is pretty serious. If I had a Snapcaster Mage in my graveyard, I would have unearthed Snapcaster, Snap Unearth Witch, and I think that's worth doing on the main phase, but as it stands, don't like it. Maybe I'll draw Flusterstorm, and I can just go completely insane. What did they exile? Burst Lightning? Alright. So I'm probably taking an extra 3 damage here from the burst. Yep, use it or lose it, fella. So I'm an 8 now, which is approaching bolt range. Please draw a spell. Oh my god, found the Flusterstorm. Alright, get back Sedge Witch. Sedge more Witch. Witch more Sedge. Alright, now the dream of flustering something is here. I'm glad I waited a turn. So hopefully they'll like cantrip first and to find the bolt. Because right now they could just pay and it's not a huge deal. Or maybe they'll like commit to a Lava Dart. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're Lava Darting. So they're going to pay 3 life. Make this -1/-1. They're going to pay 3 life, stack them out, and do it again. And then I'm going to fluster for a million freaking things. Oh my god. This is insane. Modern Magic the Gathering. Oh, and they're going to have to... Oh, I guess they could shoot it again before the Flusterstorm trigger resolves with their other Lava Dart. So I don't actually get all the pests. Bummer. I hope they don't see the line. That was really good. Alright, we'll see. Oh my god. They didn't see it. Same target, same target. Yeah, this was a serious play. So now if they want to finish off this Witch, it's going to cost them another 3 life. So this Witch dealt 9 damage to them, created 3 creatures. And that's assuming that, like, they even finish it off. Unreal. Oh, that was so fucked up. Alright, so this Stormwing Entity is the kind of card that can kill me through a sweet play like that. It is a 3/3 flyer. They have Lava Dart in the graveyard. That's 5 damage. So I'm not out of the woods here, not by a long shot. So I need to draw some removal. Like Snapcaster or Lightning Bolt would be great. It's not what I was looking for. So Sedgemoor Witch. I'm going to attack with Witch and Pest. If they want to eat my Witch for free, it's going to cost them their Lava Dart. Menace. Alright, and I get to gain a life off of this exchange. Let's hope that life matters. I'm going to bluff something here. Bluff that I have some interaction, not just going to run out my basic land. Alright, so if Soulscar Mage didn't even attack. That makes sense. Let's see if they can combo kill me. The Bolt does it. Alright, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm actually just dead to the Lava Dart. Bolt Lava Dart does it. Yep, they got me. Okay, GG. I got to do my sweet thing, it just didn't matter because Storming Entity is busto. Yeah, I was a ways away from making that work. Okay, that was a sweet game though. Eliminate, draw an unlock, come in. Do I want the 4th Flusterstorm? I think that I do. Like, that was just really good. Lightning Bolt is still my, and Bloodchief Thirst with Kicker are still my only answers to the Storming Entity, so I gotta respect that. I think Aria of Flame, like, they're just the better Aria of Flame deck than I am. Like, they don't even play that card, but they're better at it than I am. Aether Gust is gonna come in here, for sure. So, what do I not want? Probably don't want Thoughtseize. Definitely want Bolt, want all my removal. Gotta find 2 more cards to cut here. Maybe Manamorphose is a pipe dream. They're also a better Manamorphose deck than me. Then I do think Inquisition is good. Unearth is phenomenal. They might try to Blood Moon me. I did show them a bunch of basics that game though, so I'm gonna fetch like they have Blood Moon in their deck, just in case. And then maybe I don't need the 4th Flusterstorm. I'll just keep the 3 I have. I just don't think any of these cards that are left in the deck are better than the 4th Flusterstorm. Though I do like the first 3 still. Yeah, that's a keep. So I'm going to fetch Basic Swamp to kick this off and Inquisition them, see what we're working with, and then hopefully I can line up these removal spells and this Arcanist to just sneak through this game. Storming Entity, Mutagenic Growth, Soulscar Mage. I'm going to take Mutagenic Growth because that's the thing that turns on Storming Entity. Though I have Lightning Bolt for the entity. That's actually interesting. No, I'll take Soulscar Mage. It's also awkward that Mutagenic Growth protects the Storming Entity, so if they do like find a way through what I've produced here, they're just fetching and passing. Yeah, because Arid Mesa was their draw for the turn. Yeah, I do not need to Inquisition them. I know the only card it can take is Mutagenic Growth. So they could Growth my Arcanist in order to turn on Stormwing. But that exposes them to Lightning Bolt in a big way. Yeah, they don't want to make that play. Thank you for showing up, Opt. I love you. So let's hope they didn't draw Lightning Bolt. So this can strip Mutagenic Growth, or just like nothing. Alright, what's the thought here? Are they worried about Flusterstorm? You don't have to be. Lava Dart and Mutagenic Growth. Lava Dart has play from the graveyard as well, so, but it's also 2 spells. I'm going to take the Growth. Then I'm going to opt twice. I don't... Actually, that's pretty good. With Arcanist and like Manamorphose lined up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, those are the cards that are actually in their hand. Get to opt again. Can I get a land? Yes. Okay, we're doing it. So I'm totally ready for this Storming Entity that they don't have a good plan to cast. I stripped their Mutagenic Growth, so they don't even have that option anymore. They're just digging frantically for Lightning Bolt to remove this Arcanist that they're already significantly under the gun for. They just sacked a land to try to find an answer to it. So it's drawn me an extra card and Stone Rain them. That's good stuff. If they didn't pop the Islet, they could have just like, okay, they found Manamorphose, that's good. They could have just like Lava Darted me and cast Stormwing. So they did like have something going on there. That's interesting. Why didn't they cast the Entity? They don't have their land drop. I guess if they found a bolt, this is a good play. Waiting. Holding. Waiting with bated breath. Alright, no, they just didn't use that red mana. Alright, that's great. I was definitely looking for a land here pre-combat so I can Young Pyromancer and then go nuts. I'm going to make black-red. Eliminate this. Still holding on to my bolt, my precious bolt. I can Inquisition them, take the Lava Dart, if they don't have something better. Kind of hope they do, though. Nope, still just Lava Dart. So Dart can pick off Young Pyromancer and turn on Stormwing, but I have the bolt for the Stormwing. Pyromancer's already made 3 things. But Manamorphose is quite a card. Both players here just leveraging it for the max. It's the Canal. Iteration. Alright, still not interested in getting the Stormwing entity into play. I guess if they find a Lightning Bolt, or they also made their land drop before they cast Iteration. That's weird. There's no days in this format. What are you playing around? Alright, so they found a Lightning Bolt, so they can shoot Dreadhorde Arcanist. They can dart Young Pyromancer as well. Alright, they didn't want to. I'll take it. They could do it now, but now I've untapped. I can opt in response, get another token, maybe find Flusterstorm. If they were going to dart this, they should have done it on their turn. Alright, so we have made it into my draw step and found Sedgemoor Witch. For the complete bananas. I'm doing this pre-combat because I don't want them to get any ideas about darting my Pyromancer in combat. Though I guess if they were going to do it, now's the time. Amazing. If I find a land off this, I can also bolt this turn. This is looking pretty bad for the opponent. Do I want this? I don't think I'm going to need that at this point in the game. Okay. I think at that point they were kind of committed to just taking the 2 and using Lava Dart on their own turn, at least get their Stormwing entity into play. Like that was a rough Lava Dart. Stormwing entity finally arrived. I can bolt that. I've been sitting on this bolt forever. If they have any kind of instant. So I know 2 of their cards in hand are Mountain and Fiery Islet. Ooh. Does this just win the game? So I attack. They block. They take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not quite. If I bolt the Stormwing, I think I just want the second Witch. And then I think I just want to attack with everything. Because if they have a Lightning Bolt, I want to respond to the Prowess trigger. Okay, so at this point, now it has a damage on it. A Prowess isn't going to help it. So let's just kill it. And if they do save it with like Mutagenic Growth, I want that to happen on my turn, not on theirs. Okay, so they would need a Pyroclasm to beat me here, which would be a weird card to have in Blue-Red Prowess. Alright, what's the hit? How'd we do? A concession. Alright, yeah, I'm not sure what they could have to get out of that. Okay. I don't think anything changes here. Still just have all my removal and stuff in the deck. All my removal, all my creatures. That's what this game is about. Remove their threats and then stick my own. The Inquisition of Kozilek I played on turn 1 that game just let me map out the entire game. I knew exactly what I needed to be scared of. Like that's just really nice. This hand, the mana base is kind of painful, but I get to play all kinds of spells. A lot of interaction. Unfortunately, I don't have Steam Vents, which is the dual land that I want here. But it's cool. I love when they play Serum Visions instead of, anything that deals damage. So if I draw a Steam Vents or a fetch land, I'm going to play that. Okay, so now I actually have to make the choice, but I think the choice is pretty easily Watery Grave. Because I'm going to Scour myself, and, like, the Unearth makes Scour even better. And then, like, Unearth plus Lightning Bolt lines up well with my mana next turn, or Unearth with Fluster backup. If I hit a Sedge Witch. I hit a Young Peasy. That's pretty good. Alright, so I could fetch Basic Swamp here and save some damage. Or I can just, like, go in, accept my fate here. Alright. I'm gonna accept my fate. I'm gonna Young Pyromancer and protect it with Flusterstorm. Just sitting on this Lightning Bolt for a while is pretty nice. This Flusterstorm will probably gain me some amount of life. So, gained at least 2 life, like the Lava Dart plus the potential to have Prowess in the future. And if they want to, sack an island, or sack one of their lands this early in the game to clear this Young Pyromancer, they can. Just legacy cards here in Modern. Love to see it. I'd really like another blue source. Like, I want this to get Steam Vents. It'll just depend on how everything curves out here. Right, Expressive Iteration, while it is extremely powerful, it is card advantage. You really want some pressure in play under it. You want this to be your top end to push your advantage, not your Divination to frantically get control of the board. Like, that's not where you want to be. I'll be really interested if they fire off Lava Dart right now or not. Alright, so they can play Soulscar Mage. Is it time for Lava Dart? Because I'll Aether Gust it if we get to my turn. Alright, we didn't get to my turn. No surprise there. Okay, so I probably want to just hold up Aether Gust and just hold up all these removal spells. Because Gusting Soulscar Mage is pretty nice. I could probably just Gust it right now and send it to the bottom. I'm going to do that. Like, at this point in the game, I'd be a little surprised if they leave this card on top. I'm just buying time to get Sedgemoor Witch into play. Yeah, they send it straight to the bottom, straight up Doomblade. I am not surprised by that. Not sure if I'm supposed to attack there. Like, if they play Swift Spear, the attack's a little... I would rather have life than reduce their life total, but Sprite Dragon flies, so it would have to be literally Monastery Swift Spear. That would punish me for that. Alright, so do I go to 13 to Thought Scour right now? I think that I do. I think it's worth it. I can't get Basic Island with this, or I would. Shog myself in, because hitting the 4th land for Sedge Witch so I can get a spell off it before it dies is just such a big deal. Alright, now I just have another one. Okay, so I don't actually care if they kill this now that I have 2 of them. Alright, I untapped. They don't have Lightning Bolt. Or if they do, they're trying to go face with it. That's another concern. Like, being at 13, I need to Just really manage my life total now. Just dying to 4 bolts is not where I want to be. Remember when that Sedgemoor Witch did 9 damage to my opponent and created 4 pests, and then we died anyway in game 1 of this match? That was pretty funny. But that was an insane display of what this card's capable of. Bright Dragon. Alright, I can either gust that or lightning bolt it as needed. If it gets out of bolt range, I can gust it. I'll probably start with bolt though. They're thinking about what they want to do now. Do you cantrip? Do you lava dart? Do you go in on a lava dart? If lava dart's going to cost you a land and 6 life, is that how you answer Sedgemoor Witch? Wow, that is an unfortunate interaction for my opponent. Oh my god, they're doing it. This is great. I'm not even mad about losing Sedgewitch. Stone Rain, deal 6, discard a card. I would put that card in decks if I had access to it. Right there at 8. 3 cards left. I'm gonna start on Lightning Bolt here. If they have something, it's whatever. Alright, cool. Now my hand is just full of answers. I have them effectively dead on board. 1 plus the 2 bolts is 7. Alright, I don't care about that. I can gust it if I have to. Serum Visions. Resolves. I will probably gust this in the end step and then attack for 1 and then just hold up double bolt for the rest of the game. Like if they ever tap out, they just lose. So if they kill this thing, then that play gets a lot worse. Because being at 1 isn't a big deal. God, I love Sedgemoor Witch. So if you watch my channel, you know that Monastery Mentor is kind of my thing. I chose Monk Token when I won the Star City Invitational, and I play a lot of Mentor decks. And this card is very similar to Monastery Mentor. Has a lot of the same stuff going for it. Alright, they topped with their Serum Visions, which makes me believe they are likely to bottom this card. Because if they like the 2 cards on top, then they don't want to hide them under another thing. If they Spell Pierce this, I just win the game. Or like Mystical Disputer, you know, like whatever. Alright, they bottom that. Alright, let's see if my creature is allowed to connect. Alright, we're in there. I think I just sit on these bolts. Like, I don't know. If I was more familiar with Modern, I would probably just fire these off and like know that my opponent is dead. But like, does this deck board into Spell Pierce? Does it have Flusterstorm? Does it have a Force of Negation? I feel like I just can't lose if I take my time here. That was weird. Why'd they do that? Are they just conceding? Just being weird and conceding? Is there some sort of Storm Burn spell they have? Why did they do that? I don't understand. I think they're just conceding, like, basically. I think Steam Vents is the one that I want again. Okay, so this attack will put them to 3. Oh, now I have a hard counter on top of just mana for soft counters, and they have 1 card in hand. If this attack connects, it puts them to 3, and if it doesn't, then they go Hellbent. Yeah, either way, we're good. Alright, I'm not going to mess around anymore. Bolt you. With Drown in the Lock back up. Cleaned it up. Controlled the Prowess deck. Tier 1 metagame, meet Sedgemoor Witch. Next round. I'm on the draw here with a 1 lander, but it has 3 cantrips and a removal spell. I'm going to keep. Can't be afraid of hands like this when you play a deck like this. Though I'm pretty scared of Thalia, Guardian of Thraben right now. Not gonna lie. If they put Thalia on this deck, I will fetch Watery Grave and opt. Alright, that's not Thalia, so I'm pretty happy about that. Though the Ghost Quarter, they are definitely the like Arbiter taxes deck. No doubt about that. Fatal Push can kill Stoneforge Mystic even if I don't hit my land drop. It looks like I'm gonna have to do that. Pay some life. Opt. Show me a land. Land in my hand. Nope. Uh-oh. It's getting ugly, squad. 2 more looks. Show me a fetch land. Okay, good. Got there. I'm gonna fetch the Blood Crypt right away. And a Fatal Push this thing. This lets them, if they have Arbiter, this lets them cast it and Ghost Quarter me when I could push it in response otherwise. But, like, I'd rather play against the devil I can see than the thing that is probably in their deck. Yeah, I mean, is what it is. Alright, they took me off red, which makes sense. Inquisition, huh? That came a little late. I think I need to scour myself to hit land drops. Uh-oh. Yeah, if they have a land and can Field of Ruin me, we're just dead. I guess that's not even true. I can just draw a red land. But it has to be an actual red land. They almost did something other than activate Field of Ruin. That would have been great. Yep. That's why you play this deck. Sometimes you get draws like that. Powerful stuff. Alright, I mean, I'll run this out. At some point, if I just draw a land that comes into play and casts Lightning Bolt, like I have the 3 Steam Vents, 1 Basic Mountain. The Blood Crypt's already been used. This is going to take Lightning Bolt. I'm actually going to concede to this. They get to steam my hand, take my outer to this. I don't want them to know everything I've got going on over here, like the Sedgemoor Witch and the Manamorphose kind of stuff. So eliminate Drown in the Loch. This should look familiar. We've done it before. And Flusterstorm's real bad here. Thoughtseize can come in, especially on the play. Yeah, I think this is where I want to be. On the draw for game, or on the play for game 2, I have easily kept this handful of insane cards. I can play on basics for a little while. If they have the Ghost Quarter start, it's not going to matter. But give her runes and rip. I don't really want to play against Rest in Peace. But I don't want to play against Double Giver either. Yeah, that's tough. What do I care more about here? So they play Giver. And Dreadhorde Arcanist doesn't do anything either way. I don't have any sweepers in the deck. Maybe the deck wants a sweeper. I don't know. Alright, I think I actually just am more worried about Double Giver of Runes than I am about Rest in Peace. Like, my Young Pyromancers and Sedgemoor Witches still play, just as normal cards, and then I have the Aria of Flame as well. So Giver and Plains are in play. Both speaking of Aria. So they have Field of Ruin. I probably want to get Steam Vents here. I want to leave some basics in the deck to search for if I need to search for things. Alright, here we are. We have the Juke. They have the sideboard card. They get to Rest in Peace my graveyard. And then Dreadhorde Arcanist is just a 1/3. But this is where we turn a hard left and cast Aria of Flame. So blue. Light him up. This is going to be the slow aria. Like, this is the slowest song you've ever heard. It's like 14 RPMs on the old stereo. Thalia is pretty good against Aria of Flame. It's safe to say. Alright, that kills Giver, at least. So, I'm gonna play my Witch and just pass. I want every dropping little piece of value that I can get out of every card. Because I'm in top deck mode here. When I go after this Giver, I want everything. If they have Path to Exile, it's fine, whatever. They might be playing Chain to the Rocks because they have the Snow Plains. Like, card might be just better than not doing that. Violent Clearing. Alright, yeah, they're digging already. They're like, I need the answer to Sedgemoor Witch now. Stoneforge Mystic, obviously great. Let's see if we can overpower it. Pest tokens block Sword of Fire and Ice all day. Alright, deck. Had enough of your shenanigans. Feed me some spells. Alright, protecting Thalia in response makes sense. Gonna happen anyway. There's my first pest. Alright, now it's time to start drawing Manamorphosis and shred through this deck. So they can put in Sword. If they have a land drop, they can also equip it. But then I get to clap back. Did they also have Batterskull? Nope. Alright, so you have a big first striking creature. I am going to need to string spells together. Like, this game is going to come down to, can I continue putting spells on the stack or not? Like, Pest can just chomp here. Alright, good. No attack, no problem. Can figure it out later. Let's draw Manamorphose, please. I'm going to attack with Sedgemoor Witch. If they have removal for my Pest token and get an attack in with Sword of Fire and Ice, I mean, that's going to suck, but it is what it is. I end up losing Witch on that turn anyway. Really glad they didn't attack last turn. Because that means I would have had to leave back Witch to block this turn. Yeah, Path to Exile on a Pest token is aggressive, but probably worth it. And now I'm just in all sorts of trouble. As the sword gets to pick off the Witch, and then I am all fucked. I just needed any spell that turn. Just something to cast, make a second Pest, and then basically never lose. But now I'm going to die instead. I don't have an answer to Sword of Fire and Ice in the deck. I didn't play in a Braid or anything. Probably should. Alright, the third Dreadhorde Arcanist. This game is over. I don't need to keep playing this. Like, half my deck cares about Rest in Peace, and the other half doesn't, and I drew 3 cards that do and 1 card that doesn't, so it just didn't work out. It's cool. They had a really good starting hand that Inquisition couldn't break up correctly. Like, I just really don't have a way around double Giver of Runes. I thought I would be better off playing that game, but it didn't work out that way. No worries. Final round. I've kept this hand on the draw. It doesn't have black mana, but it doesn't need it right away. This Thought Scour into Dreadhorde Arcanist plan is pretty sweet. A Steam Vents deck, so Dreadhorde Arcanist getting Lightning Bolted is lame. So if I find black, alright, didn't find it. Don't need to talk about it. Oh my god. Moto just lagged for a second and I thought I passed my turn without making a land drop. It's like, oh god, please don't. Alright, so finding black mana, I have the Fatal Push for this thing. My plan is to Thought Scour and then Arcanist, like no matter what they do here, but getting slowly further behind. And then having to shock in the Steam Vents is going to hurt. So, milled 2 spells, didn't hit a land. Right, so there's the black source. I still think that leading on Arcanist here is the play. It's likely to get lightning bolted, like extremely likely to get lightning bolted. But I still think the upside of if I do manage to untap with it and I can push, then attack push is pretty good. I guess the alternative is like I Fatal Push this turn, then snap Fatal Push next turn. That might actually have been better. Let's see. Yeah, I think maybe locking in the... because Snapcaster gets to happen anyway. This deck doesn't really play counterspells, but it plays a lot of burn. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I messed that up. I'm supposed to Fatal Push, Sprite Dragon, placed, and then untap and snap Fatal Push the Skullscar Mage. If I make that play, I'm at 12 instead of 9, and their board is empty instead of their board just still being full of everything they want. At this point, I am locked into this, though. I hope they don't play counterspells, because I'm going to wait on the Fatal Push. Like, if they commit spells in a weird way... Like, if they think they can win by, like, jamming a... Though also, Fatal Push targeting... Yeah, maybe I want to wait, because if they find, like, Lava Dart to shrink this, killing Soulscar Mage will mean this doesn't get shrunk, it just gets pinged, which I don't care about. It's a Soulscar Mage in exile. If they cast this card, then they're not bolting this turn. And if they're bolting, it means they're not casting this card this turn. Please put Soulscar Mage on the stack. Lightning Bolt. Alright. I guess I'm killing Sprite Dragon. It's a cool Lightning Bolt. Mystical Archive thing. Alright, so I can Snap Bolt this thing. I'm at 6. They have 3 cards in hand. It's not looking good. Not gonna lie, but we are here. We're playing some Magic. I think I want to pass, because if they have a Sprite Dragon or a Swift Spear, being able to snap in... Like, if I just main phase snap push this, and then they have a Sprite Dragon, I just die. But I could, like, Snapcaster, block, and then push something else if I need to. So I'm going to target Fatal Push. So I'm not going to count on this thing actually making it to blocks. And then if it does, I'm not going to count on it actually winning the combat. And then if all that does happen, I'm not going to count on them not casting a second creature this turn. Wow, none of that happened. So do they have a follow-up creature? Maybe their hand is just 2 bolts. So if I fetch, I die to bolt Lava Dart. But if I don't fetch, then I'm just not even playing Magic. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna fetch. Like, if they have it, they have it. Okay, so Sedgemoor Witch or hold up the Snapcaster again. Maybe I want to Manamorphose to try to find my land drop. And then if I find a land drop, I can Dreadhorde Arcanist and Snapcaster. Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna Manamorphose for blue-red. They have 4 cards in hand. This is so shitty. Alright, found this, but I can't chalk it in. So maybe I just play Sedgemoor Witch. Okay, so that didn't go quite how I planned, but they didn't burn me out in the end step. I can start making pests this turn. I don't know. I'm not confident in my position. If I had 2 more life, I'd feel better. Just like the difference between 7 and 5 is such a huge deal here. But maybe they just have nothing. But like, what could they have? I guess last turn, the Fatal Push play. If they had a spell, they would have won combat. And if they don't have spells, what do they have? They have creatures and lands. So the Fatal Push just waiting in the graveyard disincentivized playing a creature into it. So maybe their hand is just full of creatures. That'd be weird if true, but I think it's the only thing that makes sense. I get to scour myself in the end step, make a pest, and then Snapcaster is going to be a hungry boy. There's going to be a lot of stuff in there. I can Snapcaster targeting Unearth target Snapcaster, then do something else. That's a lot of spells. A couple of pests. Just gotta stay out of burn range. Well, I'm in burn range. I need to just not get burnt out. Finding Flusterstorm would be insane. Wow, just Fiery Islet, draw a card. I like that. Soulscar Mage, okay. That's not that one. That one's in exile. That was a different one. Wild Slash. I'm glad that targeted my creature instead of me. Good stuff. Alright, I found a Flusterstorm. It's in the graveyard. But, so I'm going to Snapcaster, Unearth, bring back Witch this turn, probably. Unless I just draw Flusterstorm. Okay, so Snapcaster, Unearth, target Witch. Yeah, that's the play. Do I want Young Pyromancer around when I do all this, or do I want to be holding up Lightning Bolt the whole time? Lightning Bolt checks the Sprite Dragon box. Yeah, I think that's better. Target Unearth. Unearth, get back Sedgemoor Witch. And then, do I attack with my pest? Yeah, if they block it, I gain 1 life. I do like having 1 more life than I have right now. Basically, as a rule. Just always give me more life. Yeah, no blocks, didn't think so. Okay. So the Bolt can generate a blocker. The Bolt could also gain 1 life in a pinch, just bolt my pest. I wish these things could sack themselves, but I guess that would be too good. I'm just here making up scenarios where my cards are better than they need to be. Stormwing Entity. Okay, that's a card I have to bolt if I want to remove. So I can't do that while they have mana floating, because it'll just get removed. If they cast a spell with this red mana before they make a land drop, I'll respond to the Prowess trigger with Lightning Bolt. Okay, they might still have a land drop. There's no... Yeah, I'm gonna Lightning Bolt that right now. They need mutagenic growth to get through this, because they don't have a dart. Alright, yeah. Ooh. Alright, took the pressure off. That's their best creature. That's their scariest creature. Just don't want to play against that one at all. And I wanted to do that right then before they like made a land drop and were representing a spell again. Yeah, if you attack, you can't block Sedgemoor Witch. And I go up to 6 life. Do I double block? I think so. Yeah, I just want to remove their damage sources from play. Alright, I'm at 6 life. Removed a thing from play. Sedgemoor Witch can get in. Let's draw a cantrip. Alright, not a cantrip, but I can just flood the board here. In for 3 prowess. I'm just going to dump my hand. Just Young Pyromancer, Dreadhorde Arcanist. And I think I want to play the tap land, because if they have Double Bolt, they're just going to cast it anyway. So here we are. And having all my mana available, if I start stringing some cantrips together, that's where I want to be. One of us is dead this turn. Let's find out who it is. Okay, so Lava Dart targeting Young Pyromancer, that's good. They're not pointing their burn at my face, which is just wonderful for me. Alright, so they're shrinking the Arcanist. So that becomes an easy chump block. Lava Dart's... God, Lava Dart is so good with Soulscar Mage. Just blank this card. I think that being at 7 life is worth more here. Like, I know that this card can attack, but it's not going to, and I can block with Arcanist in the future as well. Uh-oh. Trouble. Gotta draw Bolt. Or Snapcaster Mage. Or Bloodchief Thirst. Take an opt. Get this party started. On removal. Yes. Going again. I'm leaving up double black so I can find Thirst if I need to. Yeah, I mean, let's keep going. Thought Scour. Unfortunately, I can't keep up double black anymore. I have to decide if I want to leave up. Alright, so if I tap Steam Vents, I don't have double red. But double red doesn't do anything in the deck. If I tap Watery Grave, I have double black, but my double black spell costs 4. I don't think it matters which one of these I tap. Just don't. So I'm going to go with the Grave. Bummer. Alright. Get in for 3. So Storming Entity could easily kill me here. I am going to hold back this land drop because I'm not going to crack a fetch land this game, I don't think. It's not going to come up. Alright, Expressive Iteration with Storming Entity in play. Extremely powerful. If they find land Lightning Bolt off this, I'm just dead. If they attack with the Soulscar Mage, I'm going to block it with all of my pests. So they found Sprite Dragon. Is their last card in hand Lightning Bolt? Yeah, exiling Sprite Dragon is weird. That's like they could have just exiled the land, unless the land was the card in their hand when the turn started, which makes sense given the situation. Alright, I'm at 3. Dead to Bolt all the time. I was dead to Bolt anyway. Oh, they just had it. Okay. Yeah, you got me. Flusterstorm. JK. Don't have it. Snapcaster Flusterstorm, even better. Alright. Dead for Xaxes. That was a close game. Bloodchief Thirst was coming. Alright, yeah, Bloodchief Thirst was one card too deep in the deck. I definitely win that game if I can answer the entity. Alright, Aria of Flame and Manamorphose, like we talked about last time, they're just better at doing these things than I am. And Thoughtseize is generally not worth what you pay to get it. So, we've seen this before. In we go. On the play, yeah, I'm going to keep this. This mana base is going to do some damage to me, but I have so many spells here, and they're all good. A lot of selection, have removal, have the second round of removal in the Snapcaster coming up later. So I did lose last game by exactly 1 life, so I do want to be cognizant with my life total, but at the same time I do actually need to play the game. I'm going to opt first. This is not a card I'm interested in. Okay, I'm gonna play the Watery Grave tapped right now. So that saves me 2 life. The spell velocity is not gonna matter that much. Like if they play a creature, I can bolt it. If they don't, I can opt or Thought Scour. Oh, that was aggressive. Just finding their points of damage wherever they can get them. They don't even have a mountain to flashback with that. I'm gonna let them attack because mutagenic growth does counter lightning bolt here. I'll take 1 to make sure I don't take 4. Okay. Sometimes you like outsmart yourself into taking 1 damage, but I think the upside versus the downside on that line we just took is there. It's fine. Right, so I will probably bolt and cast 2 cantrips this turn. Right, iteration. I love when they do that instead of casting threats. This card is so sweet though. Alright, exiled Swift Spear. They found the land. Alright, I'm done respecting mutagenic growth. If you have it, you have it. Get out of here. Alright, cool. I've had enough of that. And I'm going to fetch Basic Island now, save some damage, and I'm going to Thought Scour once to start, and then decide if I'd rather Thought Scour or opt for the second round. Red Horde Arcanist. Yeah, I think I'd rather Scour. Because Scour is the more random one, opt gives you more decisions to make. And I don't know what decisions I need to make right now. So I'm just not going to make them. Alright, Young Pyromancer. I have an opt ready to get a trigger off of it. This Snapcaster is pretty close to Demonic Tutor at this point. That is a juicy graveyard. So Lava Dart, opt, get my value off of this. This looks like they're lining up a Stormwing Entity. It seems like pretty likely that that's the case right now. And if that is the case, it's scary, because that card is very good and hard to beat. Yep. Especially with open mana. Yuck. It's very hard to beat. So I can attack into Stormwing Entity. Them having 2 open mana is extra scary. Alright, Bloodchief Thirst. Ooh, Unearth. What do you do? So I can fetch Basic Swamp here if I want to, and then okay, so I can Snapcaster a Lightning Bolt and just hope it works. I'm going to attack for 1 first, see if they block, get a damage on this thing before any prowess happens. Alright, they didn't fall for it. There's nothing free in their graveyard to pump this with, so I probably want to opt first. Still have a look at Bloodchief Thirst. Does Manamorphose help me here? Like, this whole game is going to be about removing... Okay. Now we're talking. So I get to check their hand, see if they can protect the entity, and then I can snap bolt it if they can't. Oh yeah, they can protect the shit out of this thing. They have Kozilek's Return as well. These are good cards. I'm gonna take... So Manamorphose is the cantrip, but Lightning Bolt actually deals damage to me. Alright, I'm gonna take Lightning Bolt. Because if they cast the Manamorphose, that's a 2-mana spell. I can respond to the Prowess trigger, and if they didn't draw a 1-drop, I actually get to clear the entity. Yeah, that might have been a big swing, but I'm going to take it. Alright, drawing Islet. Oh, I should have responded to that. Oh, I fucked up. Yeah, I should have responded while they only had 1 mana. Yikes. Please cast Manamorphose. Please get greedy. Opt. Alright. Let's go. Hope they didn't draw Mutagenic Growth. Do I have perfect information right now? I know they have the Kozilek's Return, the Manamorphose. They played Steam Vents. No, so I don't have... There's one card I don't know about. Target Lightning Bolt. All in here. One of us is about to get blown out. Please don't tap your mana. Please don't tap mana. They didn't tap mana. Alright, so gut shot. You got me. How much damage is this actually? So it looks like I'm taking 5 probably. Unless they find a spell. And then I can unearth Snapcaster. Lightning Bolt. Am I dead? Not quite. Alright, they're just pushing while they can. They're putting me to 4. Okay, I mean, 4 is a magic number against them. 3 is the dangerous number. Okay, so I'm glad they killed Snapcaster, because that turns on the Unearth. So Unearth Snapcaster Mage. Cast the other Lightning Bolt. Right, here we go. Bolt this. Currently have perfect information. We know they can Kozilek's Return to clear me out. But we also know that their hand doesn't deal damage right now. And being at 4, there's no single card in their deck that can kill me off the stack. And getting my Shockland in now, while it's good, no reason to bluff when you could actually develop the board. Manamorphose. Soulscar. Alright, so they're setting up a big turn with Kozilek's Return in the future. But this gives me a chance to draw a removal spell. Can they use this other floating red is going to be a big deal. Alright. Spell. Oh. Not what I was looking for. So I can attack with Snapcaster here because I'm going to lose it next turn anyway. They can K-Return. And the Sedgemoor Witch is just a little behind the curve here. And if I survive next turn. I'm taking 2 guaranteed. So I guess if they Kozilek's Return, that's all their mana. And if they Lightning Bolt this, then... Oh, Manamorphose, geez. Alright, so Manamorphose. If this finds a land and a 1-drop, or a second Manamorphose, I'm dead. Okay, I'm at 1. Do they have a Lava Dart right now? They do not. Okay. Alright, 1 life remains. Time to draw Flusterstorm. I think. Yeah, I think that's probably my best draw. Oh no, they have Mutagenic Growth. Or Gutshot. Gutshot my face! Yeah, it's too bad that I was at 4 instead of 5, because the Gutshot would have been just regular lethal. Alright, well played. We beat that match once and then lost to it another time. So, split the difference there. Right, the sideboard needs work. Like I mentioned, you got to tune it for your meta. The Ashiok and Blood Moon didn't do anything, and we just played against a bunch of creature decks. So, meta dependent, we'll see. But we could have queued into, 4 lands decks, 4 Primeval Titan decks. You never know. As far as the main deck goes, I think this was pretty reasonable. I mean, Aria of Flame never did what it needed to. That never really came up, unfortunately. The card was in play a couple of times, but died pretty quickly. The problem with Aria is that it's just so hard to do anything worth doing with Aria and still have a functional deck besides. Like I'm talking about like rituals, like storm cards, like actual storm cards. The Aria of Flame, pretty tough to just like jam Manamorphose into a Grixis control deck and hope that it works. I'm honestly surprised how ineffective it was. The times it was in play, I think I did 4 damage in the entire league with Aria. Though, the one game where Skyclave Apparition ate the Aria, and then I killed Skyclave Apparition and attacked, I think the token did 9. So Aria of Flame, I'm going to count that as Aria of Flame damage. Aria of Flame did 14 damage, or 13 damage this league. Yeah, it turns out that maintaining spell velocity is just hard, even though like I have packed my deck with cards that just have spell velocity written all over them. Maybe the modern card pool just doesn't support a fair Aria of Flame. I think you just have to try to go broken if you're going to try to play this card. But the rest of the deck around it actually seemed pretty reasonable. There might be something interesting to build here, like if you want to work on this without the Aria of Flame stipulation, maybe Bug is a place to go, because you get Witherbloom Apprentice, and then Flusterstorm just becomes like Tendrils of Agony. And then you obviously still have the Sedgemoor Witch, so you have Flusterstorm doubling as Empty the Warrens and Tendrils of Agony, which is pretty interesting. Like, that's just powerful stuff. And then Witherbloom Apprentice also drains and gains on every cantrip, every removal spell. So I would like to experiment with that. If I find room in my recording schedule, I might just do that because I'm interested in it. Just a Bug version of this deck. You lose Dreadhorde Arcanist, Young Pyromancer, Lightning Bolt, etc., but you can lean harder into Unearth. I'm actually inspired by a lot of the cards in this deck, a lot of the interactions we saw. So if you have a sweet list that looks like this, let me know. I'd love to have it linked in the comments. I'd love to check it out. I might work on it myself. Tyler, thank you for the inspiration. Sorry Aria of Flame didn't perform. I tried. I got it into play. It just didn't work. But Sedgemoor Witch, the Magecraft half of the deck, was genuinely impressive. So thank you for the inspiration to play this league. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.